You're joking, right?
Well, I'm trying to be hopeful. I'm trying to be optimistic about that.
Well, I guess you're too young to be a little pessimistic like me. The fucking things I see out there, people are stupid.
We almost forgot our little.
No, never
fist
forgot.
bump.
No, I knew I was doing that.
That it's funny how that became like a thing. We didn't even mean for it to become a thing, but now we start every single show.
Now it's superstitious.
Very superstitious. Are you superstitious? I'm not at all.
I think I like to believe I'm not superstitious, but there are things just out of like, I don't know if it's a habit or just like you're like, all right, let me just be for this one. Like,
But that's superstitious. Are you just a little stitious?
Or medium stitious?
Right, like you're not superstitious.
I'm medium
You're like
stitious.
kind of stitious.
I don't believe in superstitious things, but I sometimes will do it. I don't know if it's just habit forming or like, you know, you
Or just like what you do. It's like someone says something, you go knock on wood. It's just like you do it.
whatever.
Is this wood? There's no way this is marble fully through.
It's got to be more. No,
There's no way. That's wood underneath.
yeah. So it's hollowed out probably.
So it's probably like a sheet. Okay.
I'm sure
That's our desk we're talking about. It's actually my desk that we're talking about. I use
So
it
here
every
we are.
day.
It's been a while. I feel like it's been a while.
It's been a while. Welcome back. I'm giving you I was giving my hand to be a gesture.
You get a little weird when you put the mic on. You get fucking.
Oh yeah, and you don't.
I don't. I'm
Yeah,
the
please.
same no matter what.
You think I'd change? No, I just liven up. When I hear that, I'm like, all right, we're in.
So I think yours and Bryce was a good Patreon episode. I liked it. I
Yeah.
liked the interaction. I do want to correct a couple of things, but I do.
So
I
let's
do
correct
like
them.
it.
But so for context, Dad was out of
Been
town
over,
last
it's
week.
been over a week and a half since I've done a podcast. We pre-recorded. They all are pre-recorded, but we pre-recorded before I left to California.
Like the last main episode we recorded before you left, but then you were away, and so we release. I don't know if you guys know, but we release bonus episodes every week at patreon.com/daddyissuespod. And so this week, because you were out, we recorded. It was the episode with me and Bryce,
It was a good episode,
and it was nice. Yeah.
yeah, we were in California, so no, I enjoyed it. I watched it. I really enjoyed it, and it was nice. And
So if you want to watch that, head over to patreon.com/daddyissuespod, and you get an episode every week. And there's like 35 previous episodes. So if you want to fill yourself in with
I
those.
recommend it. It was such an easy hour and 5 minutes. They went by so quickly.
What do you have to correct?
So there were two things. One, I did not. What was the shit? Oh shit.
See, there was nothing to correct.
No,
You're
stop.
perfect.
Something about my drinking.
So let's talk about that.
Wait. Then 1 minute. With regards to, I didn't drink. I tried a sip of Michelle's drink. I did not fucking drink. I know.
Dad even texted it in the group chat, in our family group chat, after he listened to the episode. He goes, "Great episode, boys, but I did not order a drink at Gladstone's. I had a sip of
Gladstone's
Michelle's."
correct. But I want to be clear because get your facts right. If I'm going to have a drink, I'm not
But you
drinking.
did have a sip. You go, "Ooh, that's really good."
I like fruity drinks.
Are you?
Am I fruity? No,
Yeah.
I like the flavor of
I like fruity drinks as
pineapple, watermelon.
Like I'm a Mai Tai margarita type of
I
dude.
like fruity drinks. I don't like alcoholic tasting drinks.
Right, you want it to taste good, not alcohol.
Like refreshing, like a punch.
Right, and it was a Paloma that you had. That's what that drink is
Whatever
called.
it's called, I'm just saying I did not drink it.
Okay, so fair enough. So let's go. But last episode was pre-LA. Now we've been to LA. We did Parents Weekend.
It was
with
a
Bert.
great time.
Now we're post that, and I posted a picture of us on our Instagram. Instagram is at daddy_issues_podcast if you're interested. No, it's at daddy_issues_pod. I don't fucking know. It's one of those. It'll be right here, the correct
Wow, good one.
one. So many people were asking, did you let Burke drink? Did you let Burke drink? What happened? So let's talk about what happened, I guess. We had a great time.
It was a good weekend.
We went to LA for Burke's USC Parents Weekend. We went to his frat, had a tailgate for the football game.
Great party.
And it was
wasn't really
really
a
fun.
tailgate. It was a fraternity party
That's what-
outside.
It's a party. They just
call
call
it
it
a
it's a party before the game. It's called a tailgate.
Tailgate to me is you go in the parking lot, everyone's hanging out, you bring food,
you
tents,
grip barbecue.
you shoot the shit for 7 fucking hours, and you're going to kill yourself.
Yeah, tailgates are fun for 30 minutes.
Right. Correct.
It wasn't a tailgate. It was just a big party outside with all the fraternity, all the girls at the sorority.
Oh, the girls.
And-
fucking retards.
Why?
Because I'm glad I had boys. So glad I had boys.
But do you think, I agree with you, but you were like, girls in this generation, I think that's how they were.
there's
Like,
a cut- no,
I
there's-
think that's
no,
how it was
no.
too. Like sorority girls, when you watch Animal House. You watch movies from the 80s that were filmed in the 80s, not about the 80s, like filmed then about sorority girls. They were the same. Like they haven't changed.
Well, they're a little more permissive. Listen, so
I think I agree.
There's three things. Let's talk about the Burke drinking thing. Let's talk about the fucking girls.
We got to talk about Pong.
It's fine. Listen, yeah. Well, let's talk about the girls and how I'm so glad I have boys. And let's talk about college being the biggest fucking, let me repeat it, biggest fucking waste of money in the fucking world. There is no value to the, well, you're going to make great connections. You make great friendships. It's a rite of passage. Blow me, blow me, and blow me. There is no fucking value in college. Is the biggest. First of all, they're all douchebags. Every one of the boys are douchebags. They all look.
They all look the same.
They all the hat on back.
When you say to like a white person, remember, like you'd grow up and you'd be like, all Asian people look alike, and then your Asian people will be like, all white people look alike, and you're like, no, they don't. They really do.
I'm like, Mom, is that Burke? I'm like, no, is that Burke? No. Is that Burke? No, is that Burke? Every kid has their chest shown, big fucking deal, because they can work out 8 hours a day.
Because they have nothing else to do.
Nothing else to do. They're all 5'10", wishing they were 6'4". They all have their hat on backward. None of them cut their hair. Now because they think they look old, they grow a fucking mustache, look like a porn star.
No, they try to grow mustaches.
It looks like they're going through chemotherapy. It's all blotchy. Matter of fact, it makes them look like their name is Paco or Jefe. I mean, it's a joke. No, it's a joke.
So I agree with you. They all look alike, and they all look like douchebags. But then, like,
doesn't mean they're not nice.
Right.
No, they're nice, but they look like douchebags.
Like Bryce and I yesterday were walking through Halloween Horror Nights. I just got back today from Universal. I was at Halloween Horror Nights, which was great. We can talk about that later if you want. But we were walking around, and Bryce was like pointing out people, and he's like, these people, like some of these guys just look like absolute douches. And I was like, people probably say that about us, though. So you can't just judge.
You cannot judge. I agree.
Because there have been plenty of times where I meet a guy, and I'm like, oh, this guy's going to be a douche. And then they end up being like my best friend.
I do agree you can't judge. I agree 100%. However,
but all those kids
look like little douchebags, including my own son.
Yeah.
So it was
Pong. We got to talk about Pong.
Well, let's talk about Pong.
So there was a beer pong tournament. Not really. You weren't playing with beer. So it was just a Pong tournament.
But it was very poorly organized. It should have been different. I got there 11 fucking in the morning. Okay. It should have been organized with like a bracket board up there showing finals, semifinals, quarterfinals, and so forth, with a process of elimination. And it was terribly, terribly organized.
It was. But I just wanted to say that you were insanely good at it.
Thank you, brother.
And you made it to the finals and were very good. You didn't win. Dan beat you. And
you know why Dan beat me?
But see, and here's another thing too, that even with the elbow crossing the line, and you were like,
no,
foul.
That's not why he beat me.
No, but also Dan, here's the thing. You had a super high advantage the whole time. Everyone else besides you and Burke, every other team was drinking. So by the end, everyone was trashed. You were dead sober.
They were all playing with water.
Dan was trashed in the finals. That's
not from drinking from the beer pack.
Okay, but even so, he was drinking. So in the finals, Dan still beat you, and he was drunk out of his mind.
First of all, Dan beat me one time, and I beat him one time. Let's be very clear. We're one apiece, number one. Number two, the reason why we fucking lost was, what was my weak link?
Burke.
Thank you.
Burke, who's a college frat bro.
No, I'm happy about that, which means he's not
playing that much.
Too much, correct. Yes, I'm
because
happy about that.
I barely play Pong, and I was coming in sinking him every time. Burke couldn't do it for the life.
You got that great fucking shot of me going in. Where I dropped the mic. That was a fucking that was a money shot.
Yeah. So we had a great time doing Pong.
It was a fun week because we did 3 days in LA, and then we did 5 days in Napa.
I didn't. They did the Napa.
So I made like 2 separate vacations. It was really a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it, and I feel like I've been gone for ages. And tomorrow's my first day back. It's gonna be a fucking nightmare, but it was good.
So we had, after the Pong tournament was the tailgate party, and it was like a frat party, but with parents. And all they had to drink there was Bud Light seltzers, which is the worst seltzer in the world, by the way, which we ranked.
They had nothing to drink. They had a warm one.
They had Bud Light seltzers or Natty Light. That was it. The worst beer.
No, and then I had to drink a warm one of those seltzers because there's nothing else to drink. I was fucking thirsty.
And then literally after an hour, they ran out of Bud Light seltzers because everyone was going for those over the Natty Light. So then all we had to drink was lukewarm.
I never know.
Natty
I don't
Light.
know what Natty Light
Natural
is.
Light is what it's called, but you just call it like Natty Light. I got not drunk because like I'm not going to get drunk off
You left
beers.
without saying goodbye. You and Hat.
No, I didn't. Literally hugged you.
I came back.
Oh yeah, you were like gone in the bathroom, and we were leaving. How could we? Will you go to the bathroom at that place? It takes you 45 minutes to get back. Said bye to everyone else.
You didn't hug me goodbye then. So I take it. No, stop. Hug. No. Don't just the facts are facts. It's okay, but you didn't hug me goodbye like you just said.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Just like you said, I drank at Gladstone's, which I did not. God, we got to get a new correspondent.
You drank at Gladstone's. You had a sip.
Okay, you said
that's
I had
drinking.
Okay, Bronson.
You did not have your own drink.
It's no big deal. We're past that.
But everyone was asking, we don't need to talk about this if you don't want to, but everyone was like, did Burke drink? Did Burke drink? And the answer is he did.
I'm angry. I haven't even fucking...
Why didn't you stop him?
Okay.
Though?
Here's the thing. I have not... I'm thinking about what to say to him or to write to him, but I'm very disappointed. I found it very disrespectful. Okay?
It was ballsy on his part. I was even like, Burke, what the fuck are you doing?
I found it very fucking disrespectful. I'm very fucking annoyed. And Mom is not a unit with me on that. Mom, for some reason, likes to be the... she's going to get annoyed for me saying this, but she's like... Even tonight, giving Bryce the fucking drink. It's sort of like she's not pushing milk on you guys, is what I'm getting at.
But why does that bother you if Bryce drinks and he's of age and Mom's refilling his cup?
Because he could take on his own.
But so
just
what
because she wants to fucking drink doesn't mean he has to drink.
But what do you think is the why would Mom do that? Does she want to get us drunk, or she just wants to have someone to drink with?
She wants to have someone to drink with 100%. And she's very into the drinking and wants her kids to fucking drink. So I didn't want to embarrass Burke, okay, by any means.
That was a good move.
Because I was not looking to embarrass him because it was his weekend. We didn't go last year's parents' weekend. There was no parents' weekend because of COVID, and he was happy for us to be there. But I have to tell you, I'm not happy with Mom not being, where it's always my problem, and Mom having conversation with Burke about this beforehand and not being her to be the authoritative one to say, no, there's no drinking, period. Number one. Number two, I did not want to embarrass him. Number three, I found extremely, I'm telling you, I'm so fucking annoyed, extremely fucking disrespectful that he took it upon himself, not only to not say, for example, he didn't even ask me. He just went ahead, did it, continued to do it. And
you know why though? Because
it doesn't matter what.
No, but what I'm saying is like if you do something, right? Like a kid tests, right? When they're young, and if you do something and then there's no one and someone knows you're doing it and they don't say no. Why would you stop?
Because at 11 o'clock in the morning he took the fucking beer and beer pong. He took a bottle and said, Burke, are you fucking kidding me? Put that down.
Right, but then he put it down. But then he was drinking and you didn't say no to him. So why would he stop? Let me explain something.
I want to be very clear. It's going to cost him fucking dearly. You think I'm joking?
I don't think you're joking.
I'm dead fucking serious.
I know.
I have not had conversation. I've already made a determination in my own mind. Next fucking fraternity dues, he's paying himself. I'm not fucking paying it.
All right, let's move on from this because we don't.
No, I'm annoyed. I'm fucking. Because
and you know what it was? You have right to be annoyed.
It's almost like he took a fucking shit in my fucking face. The disrespect. Because even Bryce, who I know, Bryce would say to me when we went to Tulane, he wouldn't drink, and he said, "Dad, can I have a beer?" He asked me when we were at the bar, or whatever. It was a complete fucking disrespect, and he was fucking drunk, Burke, when we were out having pizza I was outside the house.
At that
I'm
party.
fucking aggravated. I am a fucking aggravated, and it's going to cost him.
So that's all negative stuff, and you're every right to. But
it's not negative. It's factual.
Negative just for this. But then I was also thinking on the plane ride home from LA. I was thinking like positively. I was like, I feel like we'll move on to like more topics after this. But I was like, I feel like you've grown in a positive way. You've become a lot more open, not just with the drinking. Like we were on Abbot Kinney, and there was in LA. I mean, weed's legal in California, so we went into a dispensary. And I just went in with Mom to check it out. And we just walked around and we were like, wow, this is crazy. And it just wasn't even a thing for you.
Well, I know you're not buying. It's different.
But I feel like 10 years ago, you would have been like, or not 10 years ago, 5 years ago, that would have made you very uncomfortable, that situation.
No. See, those it's like walking to a bar. If you're not going to drink, I'm fine with that. Like if you're underage, you can walk in a bar but not drink. Those things don't bother me because I know no one's buying it. So that doesn't bother me. Walk in the store. I don't give a shit about that. The drinking was beyond disrespect.
Like if I bought like a joint and smoked it with Mom, you would be upset.
First of all, you bought a fucking joint and you smoking a joint, I would fucking be beyond it.
Why though?
We had this conversation.
But like, why? It's legal.
Doesn't matter.
We both agreed that it's a better drug than alcohol.
I don't even like you drinking. You doing weekends.
We both agree that it's a better drug than alcohol is.
Listen,
like it's better for you.
I don't want to get into the whole pot thing, but I'm telling you, but if you, because I'm against it, if you did it.
I mean, I don't.
If you did do it, then
I 100% genuinely.
And there are things I still help you out financially. I wouldn't fucking help you out anymore. I wouldn't do it. Being honest,
I genuinely don't.
I would say live your fucking life the way you want. Fucking any money I'm giving you.
But it's just interesting how like tobacco is a rolled leaf, and you're like a cigar is just a rolled leaf of tobacco, and you're cool with that. but a rolled leaf of marijuana, you're like, no.
I'm also, by the way, I'm also not I ride a Harley Davidson. I don't want you riding a fucking motorcycle. I'm not cool with you guys smoking fucking cigars and then mom gives you pressure. You guys give me, I'm not cool with you guys smoking fucking cigars. I'm not cool with you fucking kids.
You give me cigars all the time.
I'm not cool with you fucking drinking around me. I don't enjoy it. I'm not cool. I'm being honest with you. I don't fucking like, because you're drinking strictly to get a fucking buzz and it turns me off. That's the truth.
No,
when your mother drinks to get a fucking buzz, it turns me off. It literally fucking turns me off. Enjoy life for what it is, and don't fucking say every weekend I want to get drunk. I gotta hear about Bryce's stories, and your kids waste your fucking money you don't have to go out and party and fucking drink. And to me, it's like, what the fuck? You have a great life. You need to fucking get buzzed on a weekend and go out and have a good time. It just doesn't make sense to me. And it turns me off. I don't like it. I don't like it, and I hate it, and I try not to think less of you guys, but it fucking turns me off, and it doesn't make me feel good about you guys. You want to know the truth? That's the truth.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I want to know.
I'd rather feel good and proud. I'm not proud when my guys go out and fucking drink and do this stuff. It doesn't make me as a parent proud.
But like you always say to me, you're a good kid. You work hard for your money.
Do what you want.
Enjoy yourself. Have fun.
Do what you
so
want.
If that's how I enjoy myself,
but
what if I enjoyed myself by like gambling?
No, that'd be a problem too. I don't know why you need to drink to enjoy yourself.
I don't need to. Oh, I don't need to at all.
You guys can't wait to get shit faced and pre-game and this and that.
It's just fun. It's like
I get it every weekend.
It enhances a feeling. So it's like yesterday I was at Universal and I went on I was going on these rides, and you get these adrenaline rushes, right? And then you walk off the roller coaster and you're like, yes. It's like it's enhancing a feeling.
Okay, I get it, but why do you need alcohol to enhance your feeling every weekend?
Oh, I don't need it, but it does do it.
Okay, I know it does do it. So does cutting, right? People cut themselves, and why I don't agree with that.
Well, I mean,
okay. The fact
smoking a cigar enhances your feeling.
You asked. Listen.
There's no. Why would you smoke a cigar? You don't inhale. You don't do anything. You're smoking a cigar for a little bit of a buzz.
Bronson. First of all, if you want to go out and have a drink, because it's a social setting, like if I want to smoke a cigar and I do twice a month tops, and you want to do that, that's great.
Fair.
But every weekend and getting shit faced and getting the higher buzz, you ask me, it's a turnoff.
Yeah.
I'm not proud of it. I don't like it. I don't like when your fucking mother does it. I'm fucking livid at fucking Burke, like you don't even understand. I've been debating on what to say or what to write because I got to choose my words carefully. But it is 100% going to cost them. I am not paying fucking the fraternity anymore. I'm not doing it. Nope. No siree, motherfucker. I'm not doing it.
All right, let's move on.
School, because I'm pissed.
Let's move on. So I told you to watch over the weekend the new Chappelle special.
Yes.
So Dave Chappelle, the comedian, came out with a new special, and there's a lot of shit surrounding it. But let's just get your first initial takes after you watched it.
All right. First of all, I never really watched Dave Chappelle much. Okay. I just figured he was, I don't know. I just didn't feel it. Like he wasn't like a mainstream comedian that you whatever. So he was like maybe like a slight level below.
I also think maybe because he was a black comedian too.
No, I don't care about that.
No, but
Eddie Murphy was like mainstream comedian in our time, and he was like.
Chappelle hasn't been doing stand up since 2 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it has nothing to do with black at all. Zero.
No, but there are some comedians that I'm not interested in because they are to a different demographic. But okay, go on.
No, but I'm just being honest with you. It wasn't that. Okay. First of all, he's amazing. He's brilliant. No, he's truly brilliant.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna watch all his fucking episodes because he's so smart. He's so good in what he says, and he's 100% correct. And he doesn't. And you know what I love about him?
He says things that you didn't even realize. You're like, fuck. That's what I thought.
Not only do I give him a lot of respect, but he doesn't give a fuck about being canceled now. He made it very clear. Like, basically, go fuck yourself is what he said without saying go fuck yourself. And he's completely correct. And even when he said Bruce Jenner, he goes, you women should be so fucking annoyed because Bruce Jenner becomes a fucking a woman and she becomes Woman of the Year. What has she done?
He said she became Woman of the Year the first year she was a woman.
Right. What did she? I mean, so what does she do? And I agree. And he's so on it that it makes, when I watch him, I enjoyed every aspect of it, by the way.
Because not only is he being funny, but he's making really poignant social commentary that everyone needs to hear, but he's doing it in such an entertaining way.
Brilliant. No.
Yeah.
He made his points very clear in a comedic way. He's brilliant.
And he even made it like he addressed things about the black community. He was like bringing up things like how the trans community is also oppressed, and they're like, been oppressed for a
please.
decade, and he's like, the black community, we've been oppressed for way longer and way more oppressed. Like, we're dying in the streets. Right. But he does it in a way that sometimes when people get too preachy, like
turns you off on
actors get
them
preachy,
too.
and you're like, all right, I don't want to hear. He was bringing up points about the black community that I was like, you know what, Dave, I agree with you.
No, I would be angry if I was a black person at the LGBTQ.
Yeah.
I'd be angry because the best was when he goes, and there's the transgender woman with two big black gay guys. Did I tell you this, right?
I watched the special.
No, right. He goes, and she's like, and you don't know what it's like being a president. And he looks at the two black gay guys and goes, anything you want to say?
Anything from you, brothers?
Anything you want to say? It's such
because the white trans woman was feeling oppressed.
It's such a fucking joke. And what's more, so I give him a lot of credit. Because we need more people like him that doesn't give a shit. And again, see, here's where he's brilliant. And this is where it's so true. Like even when we talk about it, we're not anti-LGBTQ. We're not anti-black people. We're not anti any of that stuff.
And he in his special made it very clear.
He made it very clear.
He was like, I want to have a dialogue. I want to talk and learn more about you and have the conversation.
But just because you bring something up that they only take what they want to take, the guy was brilliant.
No, everyone definitely should check out the special.
He was great.
So then I'll give you like what's come from this, because I just wanted you to watch it so that you could form your own opinion on what he said.
Brilliant guy.
So
smarter than me the way he came across. He wrote that. He was brilliant.
His special before this, which was called Sticks and Stones, he has a deal at Netflix. They bought like 9 of his next specials. So he's owned by Netflix in a good way. Like they bought his deal out. Right. His previous special, which was called Sticks and Stones, he did a whole like 30-minute skit on, he called it the alphabet people, like LGBTQI. And he was talking about like how the gays hate the lesbians and lesbians hate the trans. And he's like, the trans are the crazy ones. They make no sense. And he did a whole thing, and it was just really funny.
Wait. The best part, I'm sorry. He's like, I'm sorry, sir. When it was the woman. He was funny. Was he not?
Yeah, you definitely got to check that one out.
Sorry.
So he did that Sticks and Stones one like a year and a half ago. And it got a lot of backlash from the LGBT community.
It's just a comedy thing, though. Come on.
So then this one, he was talking about that. And like half of this special was just him talking about how he doesn't understand why people are targeting him. He's just trying to have a conversation about it. So what's come from this one is, and he was like, I know I'm going to get canceled from this. So the special is a Netflix special. There were 2 employees at Netflix, like the day after the new special came out, a couple employees at Netflix, trans employees, said that they didn't approve of what Netflix was doing.
Okay, but can we just break that down for a moment?
Yeah.
Okay, so they don't approve it.
Right.
No, seriously, I'm not trying to. You can't. Everybody can't be.
So
happy.
they like were they put out a public statement or whatever. They're like, we think that the company that we work for should not support hate speech like this, and we don't want, this is a generalization. I'm not directly quoting, and we think that Netflix should sever ties with Dave Chappelle. So it developed from there. Netflix then said no. Netflix was like, we stand behind Dave.
Good.
We put this out. This is our material, and that's that. So then they had like a seminar.
But it's not enough, Bronson. It's never enough.
Oh, no, just wait. Yeah. So then they had a seminar, I guess, like with the executives. I don't know the exact details, but like executives at Netflix were like doing a Zoom meeting about Dave or about the new special, whatever. And some of the employees who were protesting this thing, Netflix employees, joined the Zoom that they were not allowed to join. Like
they should be fired.
So they were fired.
Good.
So they joined the Zoom, and I think they like vocally protested in the meeting.
Good.
We don't support Dave Chappelle, whatever.
Couldn't be happy.
They were fired. Then it became a whole bigger thing, and now like the trans community at large, even outside of Netflix, then was like, Netflix fired the trans employees for speaking up against trans rights.
They fired employees who didn't follow proper procedure.
So then that's what Netflix said.
Correct.
So then now it's like there's a whole thing, and now the trans community is like, now we need to boycott Netflix as a whole.
Let them boycott. Who cares?
But I just thought that was a big deal. That a tech
I'm proud
company,
of them. I'm proud
Netflix
of them.
is a tech company, so they're tech and Hollywood, 2 of the most liberal parts of the country, and they were like, no.
Proud of them.
They didn't kowtow to their employees.
Gives you a little hope.
Right.
A little bit of hope.
They were just like, we stand behind Dave. He didn't say anything bad. And did you think anything?
And the punching down shit. Give me a fucking break.
That's just why I wanted you to, before I told you about that, I wanted you to watch it.
I needed to watch it.
Because did you find anything that he said in that special offensive? He even made fun of Jews. Did you find anything he said offensive?
What do you mean space Jews?
Right. I thought it was hilarious.
Okay, because it's comedic.
Right.
But there's a little truth to that too, though, which is comical.
Right, and that's what makes it funny. I don't even think it was offensive. I think it was actually supportive of the LGBT. He was like, I have questions and I want to talk to you. I want to know about it.
I think it was so well done. I actually think he's an extremely smart guy. Like, I'm blown away, Bronson, because I watched at the end. It's written by him too.
Oh, of course.
He's smart. Because to come up with that dialogue, Bronson, is unbelievable.
So let's see. Like, this is all happening over the last couple of days.
Who cares?
This is from 2 days ago. Netflix just fired the organizer of the trans employee walkout.
Love it.
So I guess there were employees at Netflix that were planning like a walkout.
Then get rid of them.
And they fired them.
Good.
And so
let them start their own fucking...
Netflix has fired a leader of the trans employee resource group who was organizing the upcoming October 20th walkout. The employee, who is black and currently pregnant, why do they have to say that? That's weird. Asked not to be named for fear of online harassment. They have been encouraging trans employees and allies to walk out of work in protest of Netflix's handling of the Dave Chappelle special. The employee declined to speak. This is a quote from the employee. All these white people are going around talking to the press and speaking publicly on Twitter, and the only person who gets fired is the black person who was quiet the whole time.
Of course.
That's absurd and just further shows that black trans people are the ones being targeted in this conversation.
Oh, so we're going one first. We're going 1 degree further than just trans?
The employee was terminated on suspicion of leaking metrics to the press related to the special. Those metrics about how much Netflix paid for the closer and how many people it reached ended up in a report on Bloomberg. While the employee has shared the metrics internally, they spoke out against the leaks. The leaking of internal data is highly unusual. A Netflix spokesperson confirmed the employee's dismissal. We have let go of an employee for sharing confidential. So I guess it's just, here's another one. Controversy surrounding the closer, which was widely criticized by trans activists for being transphobic, has roiled Netflix in the past week. The company suspended Tara Field, a trans software engineer who posted a viral tweet thread about the controversy for attending a director-level meeting that she wasn't invited to.
That's right.
Field has since been reinstated. Oh, interesting. The company is now sending employees details about what meetings they're allowed to attend and not.
But Bronson, if I told an employee, if I was behind closed doors with, let's say, my law partner, and an employer said, I need you to leave, this is between Michael and I. And they said, no, I'd be like, you're now fired.
Yeah.
You're fired.
I also think as an employer, you should be able to fire someone for whoever. It's your company.
Correct.
You should be able to fire. The job is yours. You own the job and you're giving it to someone.
By the way, here's where I think the problem is, or the situation. The 2 LGBTQ employees.
So I think it's more. It appears that there was a whole walkout.
But I'm saying initial. Let's face someone. Okay. They have every right to say, listen, I'm a little bit offended. I don't like what was done. I don't agree with that. I don't think you should support Dave Chappelle. Hear me out. They're allowed their own opinion. And 100%. Then the company, the owner or the head could say, appreciate what you have to say. This is our decision. We found nothing wrong with it. We're going to, and then it ends.
And if you don't like it as the person, then quit.
Right. It ends.
If you don't like it, why would you work at a company that you don't like?
So what happens? So it should end.
Yeah.
The problem becomes it's not enough until you fucking succumb to their way. And that's where I have the problem. Because if it was reversed, which it is, right? Because they're saying thank you, but no, we don't agree. Mm-hmm. They're now pushing further. So when do we stop with this fucking, it's got to end where we don't have to give in to every aspect.
Giving in, yeah.
And I don't want to give in. And I give Netflix a lot of credit.
I thought that was huge. That was a big turning point that Netflix stood behind that. When they were getting all this transphobic shit.
And I agree. Like when I was watching Dave Chappelle's special, I actually, for the first time, I don't say first time, but really felt like I'd be angry if I was black.
You saw things from a black point of view that you haven't before.
Angry.
I felt the same way.
I'm like, because really, this is even a conversation that they're what a 0.5% and 1% of the entire population. And by the way, and here's the bigger problem: you're born black. You have no say in it. You have say if you want to fucking become LGBT, not gay. That's what I'm saying. You want to go transgender? If you want to switch clothing,
yes, but a lot of trans people will say they were born in the wrong body, so they have to switch.
I get it, but
I agree with you. But I'm giving that caveat because that's what they would say,
and I do hear that. But my point is, but again,
it is still a choice you're making.
I think Chappelle said, "But your people weren't enslaved. You weren't owned by anybody.
Yeah. And it's like, you guys are white men that are like cutting your dicks off. But the best was when he was like, the ones that have pussies. He did a whole joke about how he was like, a pussy on a woman is a pussy, but a trans pussy is like, and he just goes, and then he goes, it's like Beyond Meat or Impossible Meat. He goes, it's an impossible pussy. It was so good.
He goes, it's like, you know what I'm saying, or something.
He was like, it's still a pussy, but
I still think the best was when he did the two big black gay guys.
And he was like, he goes, they had 80s gay face.
80s gay face. You know that face, and he did it perfectly.
Yeah, perfectly.
No, he did it perfectly.
No, definitely everyone's got to check.
I was on the plane on the way back listening to it with my AirPods in, and I was laughing out loud on the plane.
And it's even funnier when you watch it with someone. Bryce and I watched together, and we were like hitting each other because we were cracking up.
He's priceless. And if I was a black person, I would be so angry at the LGBTQ because it's like this. Caitlyn Jenner should not be Woman of the Year. Sorry.
And that's what
sorry.
I've said that also, like from the get-go of this podcast.
It's
I've said that women should be outraged.
Angry.
Because it's trans women are men who are becoming women and taking over women's spaces. Yep. Like that should offend feminists.
Absolutely.
That's literally men taking over women's things.
Shocking, Bronson. It's so, but people again are so stupid. It's shocking. So on a lighter note, are we done with this one?
Yeah,
but I agree.
So everyone should watch it. That was a big deal that Netflix stood up.
It gives me a glimmer of hope.
Who knows what's going to come? Like this is all in the last couple of days, so who knows? Netflix might back down, but the fact that they were like, no,
I don't know if we're standing
back down. I also think Dave is so powerful and he's such a big draw to them that they're like, we're going to stand behind that over these random employees.
Dave Chappelle, I got to tell you, I'm going to watch your other stuff. I have a whole different level of respect. I never really knew enough about him, and I think he's brilliant.
Yeah, brilliant. A comedic genius.
No, brilliant.
A voice that we need in these times.
No, brilliant.
Yeah.
Love the fucking guy.
All right, this episode is brought to you by Manscaped, our homies. Help me out all the time. I was away for the weekend at Halloween Horror Nights, did a lot of fucking walking, and if I didn't Manscaped before,
you'd be dead.
I would have been dead. First of all, I would have been dead from the heat, from the swamp.
Right.
Not even the swamp ass, the swamp balls. Is that a thing? The swamp gooch?
And the chafing of
right,
everything?
The chafing. So I use my Lawnmower 4.0, pristine, skin safe technology.
This is over 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because I was away for 10 days. It's fucking gold. And then one of our Patreon members, I went in with him and his wife in Napa, and he told me he bought the whole fucking thing and loves it.
Nice. The full performance package he got.
100%.
I actually started using my lawnmower on my face. So now I have two. I have one that I use exclusively for my balls.
You can use both.
No, I know, but I like to have, and I used to have like a Philips Norelco or something for my face, and I started using the Manscaped for my face, and it's so much easier.
It looks more even too.
And it also, the battery life has been a huge thing. That the old one, I used to have to charge it after every time I use it. The Manscaped, I don't think I put it on the charger in
and it's the wireless
3 weeks.
It's wireless, which I love.
So you guys know we praise them all the time. We're customers personally
use it all. Yeah,
and they sponsor the show, so we love the support from them. If you guys are interested, check out the Performance Package 4.0. That'll get you a Lawnmower 4.0, which is their brand new state of the art trimmer with Manscaped's skin safe technology. Amazing blades, doesn't cut at all. It's waterproof, wireless charging.
So smooth, guys.
It comes with an LED light, which is really helpful. Like when I get down in the taint area and it's dark there. It's like going into a jungle. You have to have, you don't go into a jungle without a flashlight. So I have the flashlight. It's good. And my bathroom doesn't have good lighting anyways. So it comes with that. It comes with the Weed Whacker, which is their ear and nose hair trimmer, which every guy needs to have.
There's nothing, guys. I'm telling you, nothing worse. Ask any chick. You got the fucking long nose hairs or ear hairs. It's not a turn on, right, Bronny?
Not at all. And so check out any of those individually. But if you want the best deal, it all comes in the Performance Package 4.0. Manscaped includes a couple of their lotions, like the Ball Crop Preserver and the Crop Reviver, which is great after you shave to keep it smelling good, close your pores, helps that out, keeps it smooth. And Manscaped will even throw in a free pair of boxers and their Shed travel bag to keep it all nice and safe.
And ladies, I'm telling you, it's a nice gift for your man. It really is. It's a very nice gift, and you can even use it too.
So head over to manscaped.com. You can get 20% off and free shipping with the code DaddyIssues20. Once again, that's 20% off, free shipping with the code DaddyIssues20 over at manscaped.com. It's such a good deal that, like, I don't know why you... I'm sure most of you are already gotten it because you know how good it is. But for those who haven't, what are you waiting for?
Right. And you will thank us. I guarantee it.
That's like that Men's Warehouse thing. I guarantee it. Isn't that a thing?
It.
That old guy
passed away.
I guarantee it.
Yeah.
Right? That was Men's Warehouse.
Zimmerman.
Is that his name? I don't
His
fucking
name
know.
is, yeah, something like
but
that.
But yes, you will guarantee it.
Men's Warehouse. We guarantee you will love it.
I guarantee you will love it.
Correct.
Yes.
That's what I'd say. So a nice thing. So when Mom and I were in Napa, we Brendan and his wife we had dinner with. Patreon member. How nice was that?
Patreon members who have joined our Zooms since the beginning, and so we've created a relationship with them.
It was great.
And you had dinner with
what
them. That's
a nice
awesome.
couple. It was fun. We hung out. They drove up from their place in San Francisco. It was a great time. Really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. So I that was it. Those are a couple topics.
And you were in a hotel. You were checking into a hotel in Napa or somewhere.
Oh no,
and the
Hall Winery. H-A-L-L.
You're checking into a winery, and the guy who worked behind the counter recognized you from the pod. He was a listener.
The two guys,
shout out. Well,
the two
do you remember
guys,
their names?
No, I don't remember. We took a photo.
So the guys who work at Hall Wineries.
Yeah,
shout out.
That was very funny. And Dan was like, "Oh my god!" And then last night we were on Atlantic at a restaurant, and we're at the bar, and another person there recognized me from the thing.
Really?
And Dan's like, fucking like
my friend. So I went to Halloween Horror Nights last night. For those who don't know, it's like Universal Studios.
It's a great time.
They put on a Halloween event, and it's super fun. Dad and I have been going since I was 13 years old, and we went.
First year I didn't go.
First year you didn't go. Last year was closed because of COVID. But other than that, we've gone every year since I was 13. I used to fly home from college, and we would go.
Yep.
It was like just a tradition in the Bloom family. We love it.
I feel bad now I didn't go, but I just got home.
No, and you would have hated it yesterday. It was the most crowd I've ever seen in the park. I even was like, I gotta fucking get out of here. So you would have hated it.
Did you feed her towards the end?
Oh my god, my legs are. We walked 20,000 steps in 5 hours.
And what about your lower back? Doesn't that hurt too?
Oh yeah, I'm like my crotch is a little chafed. Yeah. We also ate so much fucking food this weekend that's absurd.
I don't worry about the
food.
But
anyways, where was I going with this? Oh, one of my friends who I went to Halloween Horror Nights with, she said that she was telling one of her coworkers that she was going to Halloween Horror Nights with her friend Bronson, and she goes, Bronson, that's an unusual name. Is it Bronson from does he have a podcast? She was like, yeah, Daddy Issues. She was like, yeah, and her coworker just listened to our podcast.
How great is
that?
So
shout out to Nina's coworker as well. And shout out Nina.
That's great. That's funny.
It was so fun getting recognized.
It was so nice hanging out with Brendan and Abby. It really was so nice. Just lovely people, and it was great. And then it was very funny. It was funny.
All right, so I have a couple more. We have a lot. There's still a lot to talk about.
I want to talk to you about Squid Game too.
Okay, let's go into a little talk about Squid Game. I just want to preface. We're gonna do so. Remember a couple episodes ago we talked about a new segment that we want to do.
Let's do that first. We can come back to Squid Game. Seriously, it's not a big deal. Let's do fatherly advice.
So we came up with a segment idea called Fatherly Advice, where you guys are gonna write into the show. So I have actually. I'm getting ahead of myself. We want you guys to write into the show with any problems you're having in your life. Relationship problems with school,
money,
with your parents.
Anything.
Right, like anything that you need advice from someone and you think Dad or John to you, but my dad to me could help you with the advice, or even me. We want you to
right, because
it write into us.
It might be a good. Remember, you get a perspective of someone your age. And so in my age, that's huge.
Yes.
To get true,
and you guys know that we fucking tell you how it is. We'll tell you if you're wrong. We'll tell you what you need to do. So we're calling it Fatherly Advice. And we posed it to our $10 Patreon members already.
How was that?
I put it in our Discord. The link to submit the form. And the link to submit your question and your advice is going to be in the YouTube description or in the description of this podcast if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. And the link's going to be right here. So definitely send us your advice. I already posed it to the Patreon members. And they got it early access. And so we got a few. And I wanted to bring up one to you.
Let's go for it.
So I'll read it out. So this is from Marissa. And Marissa, I'll just read her story. She said, I met this guy over a year ago and we instantly hit it off. We became such good friends, but there's been that attraction between us. We have so much in common and go on all kinds of adventures together. Nothing ever happened though because he has a long distance girlfriend. He left to go visit her recently and they got engaged. But he hasn't posted about it or said anything whatsoever, even when the opportunity in a conversation with me has come up. I find out through a friend of the girlfriend, or I guess now fiance. We've talked to each other about everything, but I'm confused as to why he's avoiding telling me that he's engaged or shown any kind of excitement for it towards me. Is this just a guy thing or is he embarrassed about it? It doesn't make any sense. And then I asked her to give a little bit of background more. She said, I'm originally from Maui, but currently live in VB. I'm guessing that's Virginia Beach. He's never been past the East Coast, so he flew across the country back home with me, met my family and friends, and spent 2 weeks in Hawaii with me. I understand it's a huge opportunity, especially knowing a local, but we've been on multiple hiking trips together, multiple hour-long road trips, and plenty of concerts. Most of the time, all of it's just the two of us. He's expressed his attraction for me before, and when I asked him why he never made a move, he said that he values our friendship more and doesn't want to lose it. Nothing's ever happened between us, but there's definitely tension. We have the greatest time together and have actual meaningful conversations, but things have been so different since the whole engagement. We went from sharing music and bike riding through a neighborhood together to not even saying hi at the gym. It's no secret that the girlfriend doesn't like me because of how close we are. She practically rubbed the engagement in my face. So now I'm wondering if she gave him an ultimatum. He just doesn't seem like the kind of guy who would stand for that. I want to say something to him, but I'm not sure how or if I should. I thought that was a very interesting predicament.
Marissa lives how close to the girlfriend?
I don't know. I don't think close because she lives in, or she says she's from Hawaii. I don't know how close she lives to the girlfriend. That's the information we have. So because I can't get Marissa on the phone to ask him more questions. Okay, so what are your thoughts? Okay. I have thoughts.
Okay. The thoughts are 100% he likes her more than just a friend.
100%.
100%.
You would never do that. I would never hang out with a girl so much, just the two of us, if I wasn't interested in her.
Okay.
I wouldn't.
There's no doubt he likes her more than that.
No doubt.
I understand he's probably afraid of ruining the friendship, but maybe he's not one to pull the trigger first because he doesn't want to jeopardize the friendship, but he does like her more than a friend. I think she has nothing to lose. She owes it to herself, Marissa.
We're going to say things differently.
Yeah, okay.
It's going to be a different. Okay.
I think that considering they spent so much time for the past couple of years and have the best time, like that, and he has told her that he finds her attractive and whatever, and he does like her, I think she has nothing to lose. She 100% has to say something, tell her how she feels about him, give him the opportunity. This way he'll feel comfortable to let him know.
He's engaged.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Listen me out for a second, okay? If he was so... And the fact that he's not even telling her about the engagement and telling her says
that's
even
sketch.
more that he likes her.
That means that he likes her.
It's not sketch. It means he likes her.
That's
right?
what I mean. It's sketch on his part because it shows that he knows that there's something.
I think that he's probably afraid of jeopardizing one of the both relationships. So he's sort of like keeping the fiance in the back pocket.
Which is a classic guy thing to do.
An immature guy. Correct.
Immature. That's like a douchey, immature guy thing to do.
Not douche, just an idiot.
No, that's like a fuckboy move, kind of.
Okay. Well, no, I don't think it's because he wants...
It's because he's afraid.
He's afraid.
So he doesn't want to face it.
Right. So I think if you, Marissa, being a more mature, I think you owe it to yourself. By the way, you have nothing to lose.
Nothing.
Wait, let me
I agree 100%. You have nothing to lose because it's already
done.
Gone.
Right.
The relationship has already happened.
If you feel you two had a connection and he clearly likes you, otherwise he would tell you. If you were just a friend, Marissa, he would say, guess what? I got engaged to Betsy.
Oh my God.
And we were so happy. Whatever.
Betsy. Okay. Never met a Betsy in my life.
Okay. But my point is you 100% owe it to yourself because you're going to second guess and not know if this was the love of your life and what you guys would end up. Fuck the engagement.
But see, they already talked about it, and and he knows that there's an attraction.
But he might be weak and
right,
soft.
But see, my point of view is, look, he probably likes you, and there's been situations where I've been in situations where like I have feelings for more than one person, whatever. He made up his mind.
Maybe she made up. Maybe the girl for the fiance.
So, but then still,
Marissa, I'm telling you, as a romantic person and as an adult. You have zero to fucking lose.
I agree. You have zero to lose.
And by the way, this will let you know where you stand and give you closure, or give you either way. It'll give you closure, and it will let you really know if he really loves his fiance, if he chooses her, because she's long distance. I'm telling you right now, if you give him the window opportunity, he might take it with you and realize that stop being a pussy. You 110% have nothing to lose. Yeah. Throw a fucking pair of balls. And what's the worst? The fiance gonna like you? Because let me tell you something.
She already doesn't like you.
Marissa, let me tell you something. Your relationship with this guy is over no matter what.
That's what I was gonna say.
So therefore, not no matter what. It's over if you don't do anything.
The relationship is over. He is engaged to.
Not over. If she says something to him, it might not be over. But if she leaves it, it's over.
No, so that's what I'm saying. As of today, the relationship is over in the situation that you sent us because he made his choice, he did his thing, and you can't keep up the friendship that you had before.
Never
when he's an engaged man or going to be a married man, and the girlfriend doesn't like you. That's just the state of the situation.
That's reality.
So the options are you either let the friendship die and it is what it is because that's the way it is right now, or you just bring everything to the open.
Throw it up.
In best case scenario, you end up with him. Worst case scenario is you're in the same situation you're in right now.
You have to 100% say something to him.
Yeah, you do.
Hard are you saying don't because he's engaged, right?
Well, no. Well, I think that there's no harm on her side to just be like, what the fuck, and bring up the whole situation. You know we like each other, whatever.
You have nothing to lose, Marissa. Talk about the whole thing.
On the other hand, I do think also like,
what's worse? He breaks the engagement? Big fucking deal.
There have been there was time in the past. You guys have talked about your relationship together before. You talked that there's a connection. He's had the opportunity to be with you, and he hasn't taken it. And he chose this other person.
Maybe the fiance is so overbearing, so overwhelming, runs his ass, and he's miserable.
But then does Marissa want to be with this guy who's just a pussy to his fiance? No, he's not a pussy,
but maybe she knows him in a different way. She spent a lot of time, 2 years, numerous hours on road trips and hikes. Marissa, 100% say something. You will not regret. You will regret it if you don't say something. You won't regret it if you do say something.
There's no downside to bringing it up to him.
Zero.
And I think we both know for a fact it's 100% based on this evidence that he definitely likes you.
Of course.
That there's definitely feelings that he has
like
for you.
a dude. He would tell you got engaged. He would the whole night. That's how it would have been.
I would never. I just wouldn't. As a guy, you would never travel to a girl's house that you're not interested in and meet her families. Just the two of you, and it's not a group trip with other friends. You wouldn't do that.
No, he likes you, which is a good thing. Marissa, say something. Let it all out. Be completely vulnerable, fully transparent. You have zero to lose, a lot to gain. And if he doesn't feel the same way or he makes the choice that's not in your favor, you're in the same position. At least you have closure and finality, and you move on. And you're better off for it because it allowed you to be vulnerable, which is a lot of strength.
Yeah.
Hope we helped you, Marissa. Hope we gave you.
Give us an update 100%, if something happens.
100%.
Yeah.
Give us an update if you say something or if you don't say something. But I want you to say something.
Yeah. I'm pissed because I wanted to play the cancel court theme for Dave Chappelle because that was going to be our cancel court, but we forgot. But Dave Chappelle was in cancel court this week.
But I don't think he's going to get canceled.
But I wanted to play the theme. Well, people are trying to cancel him, so that's why he's in cancel court.
You're right, we haven't done cancel court in a
while.
But
I created a logo, a graphic for cancel court because I want to make that into more of a thing.
I'll
show you right here.
Yeah, I want to see it.
It's going to be on the screen. So we'll play the music.
Why are you showing tonight? Dr. Seuss, Mr. Potato Head. What's next, Barbie? Cancel. What does that mean? That's fucking crazy. Oh my God.
It's loading.
Oh, right. That's not it. I can't handle it. Yeah. It's the beginning of the end.
It's the Law and Order logo.
Oh, you funny.
Cancel court with Jon. It's the Law and Order logo. So I want to try to do more cancel courts because our listeners have reached out and they say they really want to hear more cancel courts.
Well, maybe we can get some topics from maybe our listeners hear of something and want.
Yeah, people have, and so I just want to make that into more of a segment. So now we have fatherly advice that we'll do. We have cancel court, and so I created this logo. So the logo will be right here. You'll see it.
Fatherly advice.
I created a fatherly advice logo too. And I'm going to post it on our Instagram, but you guys you'll have seen it already.
It's cute. It's cute. But I'm happy for. I know you're gonna be nervous, Marissa, but I think it's gonna be a good move.
All right, let's watch this video.
More Demi Lovato.
Yeah.
Why? That's her.
Yeah.
Is she going transgender?
That's they. She's not a her or a.
Oh,
we've talked about this. She's non-binary. She's non-binary.
Oh, stop.
Well, someone just tagged us.
Oh, Bronson, come on.
Someone just tagged us.
She used to be pretty Demi Lovato.
They used to be pretty, Dad. That's offensive.
No, sorry.
Someone tagged us in a TikTok. Let's see.
Fucking Demi Lovato.
Let me find it.
Excuse me.
Someone tagged us in a comment of Demi Lovato, and so it reminded me of her. And she said, "Let's watch this." I didn't watch it yet.
Let me see it.
But I do have a lot of grace and a lot of understanding for people that maybe misuse my pronouns. I still
Who's that?
Mess up.
Oh yeah, I know who that
sometimes
is.
and,
Yeah.
you know, say, "Oh, I can't wait to be an aunt one day," and I'm like, "Wait, what word do I use?" And so, I think for that one we're gonna use ankle. Ankle. I like ankles. But I do have a lot of.
So she's saying that she sometimes calls herself an
You know
aunt.
why? Because she's full of shit.
Well, because she's a woman.
No, because she's full of shit. It's all publicity. That's all this is.
So Demi Lovato also this week.
Ankle. Fucking retard.
Let's see. I want to find this clip.
Do? Oh my god! Why is it even newsworthy, bro?
Where is this
Come
clip?
on, please.
I love how you can't find things when you want to find them.
She goes by they.
This is right? No. She's a they. So Demi Lovato is creating like a new. She's going to be hosting like a new show that's searching for extraterrestrials.
You kidding me?
On Peacock, I guess.
You're kidding me.
Unidentified with Demi Lovato. That's what it's called.
Oh, well, you got to be kidding me.
Hold on, let's see. On Peacock. Oh, that's Halloween Horror Nights.
Yeah.
Demi Lovato. Oh, I don't even know what that is. Okay, but I want to find this clip. Okay, that's the Beatles. Cool.
Fucking people. Who comes up with this shit, Bronson?
Why, when I want to find it, I can't.
Where's he
find
looking
it.
for?
I'm looking for a video of her that she posted the other day.
What
Here.
was it about? Okay.
No, that's not it. Fuck.
Oh, that was that guy. That was interesting.
That was Squid Game. Oh, I guess we should talk about Squid Game.
Yeah, that was
too.
interesting.
So basically, in this video, which I can't find, which I want to find, here. Let's see if I can find it here.
Look at what she did to
I can't find it.
herself.
Fucking A.
People are bizarre.
Maybe on Twitter. One sec.
People are so fucking bizarre.
Demi Lovato.
Who the fuck was that guy?
Here. Got it.
Okay.
My fans should know that
Make
I
it
do
bigger.
not call them aliens because alien is a derogatory term for anything.
I need to see like
So
a school.
that was a clip of the clip. So she was doing an interview about her new show, and she herself said, yeah, we're going to be trying to find aliens, and we're going to be looking for that. And then her co-host was like, oh no, we don't use the word alien. And she's like, right. Oh yeah. Alien is a derogatory term for anything because she didn't even give a reason. She just said alien is a derogatory
This is just
term.
nothing more than for attention. She doesn't believe this shit. It's a comic.
But also, it's like that's just so uneducated because she's thinking because we say like an alien, like,
Illegal alien.
like a Mexican coming here illegally is an alien. But it's the opposite. Alien means like not from where you are. That's what it means. And so
Does that have anything to do with alienation?
well, yeah, they're the same word.
Right.
And so I think the word came first for like aliens out of outer space. And then now we use it for meaning someone who's not from here. But I just saw that and I was like, that's so fucking stupid.
Well, I think that
This thing is totally broken.
Yeah, what are you doing over there?
I don't know. It's not working.
It's comical and it's pathetic, is what it is. It really is. Really is. Demi Lovato. What's with all these singers, has-been singers, Lizzo and Demi Lovato? What's with them? They figured, let me jump on the
No,
bandwagon.
you just said it. Has been singers.
Like, why? And with these people, no credentials.
It's because
move
they
on.
have to. Because if Demi Lovato wasn't a they,
She'd have
or
no
didn't say
attention.
we would never be talking about her.
No attention.
So it works. She's in the news. She just got a Peacock show. They just got a Peacock show. Oh, we're so horrible. We keep misgendering them.
I will call her she.
Yeah,
She's 100% she.
yeah.
matter what.
Guaranteed. When Demi Lovato's 70, she's not going to still be a they.
Guaranteed. I give it a year and a half, 2 years tops. Unbelievable.
It really is. I was going to say interesting, but I'm trying not to use that word, and I got in a whole argument today.
Why?
I was I in the car driving home from Orlando today. My friend was talking about celebrities, and she was like, because she randomly, we were talking about something else, and she goes, "Oh my God, Travis Barker and Kourtney Kardashian were at so and so last night, like a restaurant in Miami that she knows of," and I was like, "So?"
Right,
and
so
she was
what?
like, "I just think that's interesting," and I was like, "Why do you think that's interesting?" And she goes, "What do you mean?" I was like, "Why? What interests you about it?" She's like, "Oh, just because they're celebrities," and I was like, "But what is interesting about that?" And we had this whole conversation, and I was like, "You can't just say something's interesting. You have to, because that's not.
Well, you can. It interests you.
But then
you're trying to go a little deeper. As to what are the things that spark your interest?
But isn't it way better to say to someone like the reason why you're interested in that rather than saying I'm interested in that?
But why can't you just say I'm interested in it? What do you got to get deeper for? You're allowed
because
to
why would you have a conversation? Why would you bring it up to someone? Like, why would you have a conversation with someone if you're not going to tell them the real things you're saying?
You might say to someone, you might be walking into a concert, it's about to start, or a movie, and say, "Oh, I find that interesting," and you're like, "I can't tell you why yet. We don't have time."
Okay, that's a very specific situation. We were in a 4-hour car ride. We had all the time in the world.
But you wanted to get deeper as to why.
But I just think that's a problem in this culture that people people say things and they don't mean, or they don't have depth behind what they say. A lot of times, or people don't even know why they say shit. They just say shit, and I think that's a huge problem. They don't know what they're saying. So, like something with Demi Lovato, like she definitely does, like that alien shit. She doesn't know what she's fucking saying. She's just saying shit. But then when you actually go to get to the bottom of what they're saying, they don't know what they're talking about.
Correct.
So I just feel like you're a better person in society, and I'm trying to do this instead of me just saying that's interesting. I'm gonna say why. Like if I just say to you, it's interesting that this happens. A better way to say it is, this happens and blah, 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 and that's why it's interesting.
Yeah,
because there's more meat to the sentence.
But there's no right or wrong, Bronson.
Of course there's no. I never claimed there's no right or wrong.
Everyone has different styles, but some people
How did I get onto that? I was trying to say something before. I don't remember.
I don't know, but some people might not want to always get into the deeper conversation.
Totally, and I'm
like, I find things that are interesting. Like, for example, there are things
that's
that
just like a bad word.
But there are things that interest you. Like reading interests you,
right? But isn't it way better?
Doesn't
to be like
reading interest you?
But isn't it way better for me to say, I find reading so interesting because I'm transported to another world and I can learn all these amazing things just from these words, rather than me saying reading's interesting.
Okay,
it's what Bronson, the fuck? Bronson. One's way better.
No, but Bronson,
and it took me no time.
No, but if I say, yeah, Bronson's interested in reading, that's one of your interests, like hobby or interest, whatever it is, and you like doing it. Why do I? It's not always.
No, that's not what I mean. But I don't mean the word interest in terms of that.
Oh, no, but
that's the noun interest. The noun interest is a different word. I'm talking about
the verb
interesting. Like when someone's like, "Oh, that's interesting." That's a stupid response. Just tell me, say, "Oh, that's blah 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 blah."
No.
Instead of saying, "That's interesting."
I don't want to be a dead horse, but I don't necessarily agree with you because I think that some people might just say, "That's interesting. I find that interesting," and then the person say, "Why do you find it interesting?"
But guaranteed 95% of the time, if you followed up, if someone said that's interesting, if you followed up, why do you find that interesting? They wouldn't give you an answer. Okay, they wouldn't be able to.
But because some people might not be initially to be as deep in saying what they say, so therefore it might take 2 or 3 questions to get to it. That's all.
Yeah. No, and I'm just saying
everybody has different personalities.
Totally, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying I think it's better. Like I'm trying to be better in my own life with that. To just be a better conversationalist and like to provide details in what I'm saying instead of just saying surface level shit that's meaningless. Saying that's interesting. You're better off not saying anything. That's a meaningless sentence. Well, because you didn't achieve anything. You didn't get anywhere. So not everyone can do what they want. I'm just saying I'm trying to do that in my own.
I don't know if I agree with you necessarily on that. Some people it might take if you want to get to that level, a couple more questions to because
it's just like, why say things if you like, why have a conversation with someone if you're not gonna have depth to it? Like
sometimes not everybody wants a fucking deep conversation all the time. It's exhausting.
And I don't mean deep in terms of like what's the point of life.
No,
I mean deep in terms of like literally think like.
But you're
saying things of substance.
You're basically saying, tell me why you feel that way.
No, I'm saying.
That's what you're saying.
I'm saying we lack substance in our conversations in America a lot of times. We do.
Okay.
I find myself having conversations with so many people that I'm like, there was no point to this conversation. We didn't even have to have it. We would have been better off if we were both silent for the last 7 minutes.
But not everything has to be.
But then why open your mouth? That's what I'm saying.
Bronson,
if it's not worthwhile, why have the conversation?
Bronson, please. Please, what about Zerai? You can have kids one day. You have to shit you talk about.
That's worthwhile. When you're a kid, you're teaching them things. You're learning, every conversation is worthwhile to a kid because they're learning words. So a conversation is worthwhile.
No, Bronson, you understand
what I'm saying?
There's what sometimes you just have I saw a great show. It's a great show. You got to watch it. You say that.
Right.
You're like, really? Why'd you think? Because it was great. But why was it great? well, you know what I'm saying? Not everything has to be so deep. It just sometimes
Right.
you just want to have simple conversation. Like, for example, don't.
But I
you-
just rather.
wait,
I guess
don't
I'm just
you-
saying I'd rather not have.
I get it, but there's
I'd rather
time-
be silent
there's
than have a simple
There's
conversation.
a time and place, but remember, we live in a society where
Yes.
people. So not everybody's going to be like you.
Of course, and I'm fully aware of that.
And we also like. Didn't you say a while back? You know, I want to watch like when we watched Winter Soldier, whatever that was, whatever it was, and you're like.
Falcon Winter Soldier.
Yeah, can't we just watch something that doesn't always have a fucking political? I just want to watch it just for the fucking mindless value of entertainment. So not everything has to always be.
No, totally.
Sometimes just want to be simple, whatever. You know,
Totally. And shout out Casey for saying she's like sometimes I just want to fucking say it. That's interesting, and I don't want to give any details. I was like, all right, fair enough, totally.
And I agree.
Yeah.
You know, you work all day or whatever it is, and she's dealing with these kids with special needs and digging deeper and trying to help them grow and mainstream
Right.
them. And then when you're fucking home, you want to just down like don't have. Sometimes I'm like, I'm fucking mentally drained. I don't have to fucking give in a reason. I just want to say my stuff. you know?
Totally.
So shout out to Casey.
No, I get it totally.
And I get what you're saying too, though.
Yes,
I do get
and
what
I'm
you're
not
saying.
going to apply, like, obviously I don't live by that rule 100% of times because of course I'm going to make small talk.
Can I have a
with
drink?
people.
What kind of drink?
Right, like,
Why do you want that
Of
kind of
course
drink?
I'm not going to, I have small talk with people. I'm just saying I'm trying to be better in that for my own self, like to give people more detail in what I'm saying and make what I say more substantial rather than surface level.
But at the same time, people,
and that might annoy people.
Bronson, people might not want that.
They might not.
Listen, my advice to you on that is let them ask you the question. If they want to get no further.
That's what
No, so you might say, don't say,
I know.
listen, hear me out. That's interesting because if they want to know, might say, why do you find it interesting? Let them ask the questions rather than you might turn people off. Like,
Yeah.
oh my God, how are you? Well, I'm really
No,
good.
that's
And
not what I
the
mean.
reason being why I'm really good, you know,
That's not what you know what I mean.
I do know, but you understand what I'm saying too.
Yes, totally. All right, should we do a couple minutes Squid Game and then wrap it up? And this is good because it's at the end. So if you
not watch
if you
it,
haven't watched Squid Game, just
turn
end
it-
the episode.
turn it
now.
off,
So
right.
for those who haven't watched Squid Game, we love you. Peace. We'll see you next
Right.
week.
And we love you, Bronny.
Love you too. And
All
for
right,
those who are
that-
okay, now Squid Game people.
That's about Squid Game. Okay.
Okay, spoiler
Wait,
warnings.
give them a minute, turn it off.
Yeah,
Give them a minute,
spoiler
turn it off.
warning. Okay, I 100% knew that the old Asian guy was running it from episode 2.
I did not know that. But you are very
100%.
good like that.
He literally at episode 2, right when he found him, when they went out into the real world and he found him at the convenience store and sat down with him, I was like, he's something special. Then episode 3, he was like, this was my favorite game as a kid. I was like, oh, yep, he's
Okay,
something.
see, I didn't watch it for that, but I see what you're
I
saying.
didn't
now.
watch it for that. It just, I
I
was
mean,
like, oh.
but you have much more insight in the.
And
in
he
that.
kept helping out the main dude. I forget his name. Like he took a kinship to him and he kept putting
liked
him
him.
through. And so I was like, he's
So
running
A
shit.
couple things I want to go over.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, I actually have a really interesting point.
Go ahead.
No, go on.
Before you forget, it's no big deal.
So there was a lot of flack, and I first felt this too. And then the more I thought about it, the more I got what they were going for. In episode 7 or whatever, like towards the end, when they introduced the American characters who were behind the animal masks, who were like watching.
I want to talk about that.
So when
what do you wait before?
Yes, when I first watched it, you guys know what we're talking about, right? Like the guys who were watching the game and betting on it, who were the only English-speaking
The
people.
fat, arrogant,
Yep.
ostentatious, opulent American.
Right. So there's a couple.
That
things.
was a
Yes.
message purposely sent.
100%.
It
was.
actually annoyed me.
Oh, see, so when I first watched it, my
And
initial
even
thing.
the gay thing,
Yes,
and
yes.
that was so purposeful.
It wasn't gay. It was just taking advantage. That's
It was
what I
power,
thought.
right?
Right.
It was so. It bothered me.
It was
because they were
100%
purposeful,
a message.
100% intentional.
And when I first watched it, I was so taken aback by the acting. I was like, these are the worst
sucked.
actors ever.
No, they sucked.
I was like, these are the worst actors ever.
It almost like was a grade D movie.
And you know what? It was 100% purposeful. The actors that were there, I looked it up after, they're not no-name actors. They're professional, big-time TV actors. Like, they're good. They're good actors. It was purposeful, the bad acting, and they spoke very slowly like this.
Okay, have fun, Bob.
Right.
You know, that kind of thing.
For 2 reasons. I've thought
To make
this.
Americans more stupid.
No. I think one, because it is a Korean show. So when they speak in English, they're speaking slower and more enunciative because it's to a non-English speaking audience. And 2, they were doing it to
Dumbify them.
right, just to make they were making the acting bad and they were making them speak slowly and shit because it was to make them look worse. Because all the Korean actors were amazing actors in Squid Game.
And so methodical and organized.
Amazing. And then the American actors were horrible actors.
All right, so a couple things I want to go over.
And it definitely was a message, and I don't think it was necessarily bad. I didn't take offense to it because we've been doing that that's a Korean thing. That was made for Korea. It just happened to be shown on Netflix in America. We've been doing that forever. Taking Asian stereotypes and and that's just what it is.
I'm not losing sleep over it, but I saw that was intentional.
Yeah.
All right. First of all, did not when Ali was in the box and you feel bad for him?
When Ali was in the box.
Ali, when the guy
he screwed him out of
did that break your heart?
Yes, it did, but it's also like he deserved to win. Songbuk, whatever his name was, the guy who didn't win, like the one who went to business school and shit, he deserved to win. He should have been the winner.
You know, I love
he outsmarted everyone. Every game, he was playing the game better than everyone.
The old guy was when the tug of war was great.
Yes,
lean back,
but he knew and that's why he chose tug of war because he was playing
that was a great game.
The show is just very.
And
cool.
then I felt bad when he was trying to take it, and the guy knew he was taking him in with the marbles.
Yes,
he was playing along with it.
He knew he was taking advantage of him.
There was some sad parts in it. There really were some sad parts in it. Why did he go red hair at the end? And why did he leave? Not go see his daughter. He was going back?
He was going to go to his daughter, but now he's going back to like stop it for good. I think to like kill
How?
all
He
the
doesn't
people.
know where. How does he know where it is?
I don't know. He should have just gone to his daughter.
Should have went to his daughter.
But they did also, I think too, he was like, this will never end for me. Because he was on the phone walking on the plane, and they said,
"You just go on the plane.
Go on the plane," which means they knew where he was. They were watching him. They said, "Go on the plane to your daughter."
What is he going to do?
Right, but I think he was just like, "This will never end for me. This is my life. I have to try to stop it. Otherwise, like they'll keep coming for me." Maybe.
Okay, so
I think maybe he chose the red because that was their color of the jumpsuit. Like it was pinkish red.
Like what the fuck? It wasn't jump. Oh, I don't think that was.
Or it was. Yeah, I don't know.
But so it was the cop's brother running it.
It was the cop's brother running it. But I think, no, but they also showed...
He won it.
He was in it at one point. He won the game, and then now he's running it. Maybe like...
He shot his own brother.
Yeah.
That's evil.
That's the least evil part of the whole thing. The whole games are so evil.
No, you know what I'm saying.
They are and they aren't, though. They gave everyone a fucking choice.
No. They made a choice. And by the way, you could still leave. They made a choice, and they came back.
They all left and came back. So they made two choices.
No. I get it.
To do it. So it wasn't really evil. Like they were providing a service, kind of.
They were the horses.
They were the
horse in the horse racing.
Yeah. And they were just like, look, here's money. You need money. We have it and we want you to do this, but you do not have to do it at all. But you can for the money. And they all did it.
Very interesting.
It was a good show. But it's funny, Netflix. So I'm on like calls with executives at all like the big studios often. That's like what I do all week. I like listen in on calls. Sometimes I participate, whatever. And it's funny. 6 weeks ago, all of the companies, like all of the studios and Amazon and Hulu and all that, all the executives were looking for feel good stuff like Ted Lasso because Ted Lasso hit and every conversation you were hearing of these executives, they were like, everyone's ready for like COVID to be over and people just want feel good things. They don't want serious stuff. So that's what we're looking for. Now that Squid Game is the biggest show in the world.
Is it really now?
It's the biggest show in the world.
Really?
It might be Netflix's biggest hit of the last like 2 years. It's
really
huge.
Did not know that.
So now that
why do you think
it's just good and everyone's watching it and it's because it's foreign, so like all of Asia's enjoying it, all of America's enjoying it. Now I was on the phone with like a pretty high up executive last week and they were like, we're really looking for intense, serious, dramatic, like really intense, gory things because Squid Game hit and it's like I was on the phone. I was like,
2 weeks ago,
I was like, these guys have no idea what the fuck they're doing. They're just throwing shit at the wall.
Correct. And hoping it works.
If something sticks, they're like, do more of that, do more of that. Like it just was comical.
Unbelievable.
That they were like 6 weeks ago, the exact opposite of what they're now going for. And it's like, that's not, I was just like, audiences aren't that stupid. We're not just like, we like that thing. Give us more, give us more, give us more. It's like, you can like Ted Lasso and Squid Game at the same time. It's not one or the other.
Right. The dynamics.
Exactly.
Remember, it has to work. It's almost
exactly.
Like it's all the ingredients that make it
and
work.
It's also, it's like, it's not we didn't like Squid Game because it was gory and intense. We liked it because it was good.
No.
And we didn't like Ted Lasso because it was feel good. We liked it because it was
weren't watching it for the gory intensity. I also found it very interesting what reminded me when they put him in the incinerators, it reminded me of the Holocaust shit.
Yeah, a lot of it was very Holocaust. Like shipping off to an island was like going to a camp.
The lineup of the soldiers.
Jumpsuits.
The soldiers, unbelievable.
Right, the soldiers, the jumpsuits with the numbers.
Sleeping in the bunk beds.
They were only referred to by their numbers, not their names.
Right,
totally.
And bunk beds.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting?
Totally.
And then
I'm sure that they were aware of that. That was reminiscent.
And also the burning of them.
Yes.
And then selling the parts off, like
that was another interesting. I wish they went more into that subplot.
Yeah, there was no subplot to it.
They just like ended.
There was nothing to it.
They just ended that. But yeah, it was an overall good show.
No, I found it intriguing, but I do like.
And the chick is hot.
Which one?
The main chick.
The number who died, the third one.
Yeah,
the young
She's
girl.
Great.
You like?
She's like a big Korean supermodel, and now because of the show. 2 weeks ago,
you feel bad for her?
2 weeks ago, she had 1 million Instagram followers. Now she has 22
Show me what she looks like,
million.
Show me what she looks like here.
22 million in like
Jesus
2 weeks
Christ.
because of Squid Game. What's her name?
By the way, Bronson, Ted Lasso. Everybody is everybody with Ted Lasso. Listening?
Yes.
That they hired is the perfect equation for everybody. That's the dynamics of that whole every cast member.
Her name is Ho Yeon Jung. She's so attractive. She's very Asian. Oh my God. But she's huge now. Like she is a huge. It's like what was her name in the show? Cybyok. I don't know.
Wait, but Ted Lasso, every cast member is perfect.
Yeah, I'm so annoyed what they did with Nate. Like what they're doing with Nate.
I know.
But we didn't give Ted Lasso spoiler warnings, so
no, we're not.
We only gave Squid Game spoiler warnings.
But now I'm watching the third season of You.
I haven't started that yet.
Yeah, so it seems
I'm very excited. At the second we finish this, I'm going to go watch the season 3 premiere of Succession.
I have not seen the first one,
which is
terrible.
Objectively, I rewatched the show in the last 2 weeks to prepare for this, and upon rewatching it, I have no problem saying that it's the best show currently on television. No question.
So
and
you want me to watch it?
Yeah, no,
okay.
You have to. And it's probably the best show of the last 10 years.
Okay,
I have no problem saying that. And
right.
I don't throw around high praise like that.
You are a snob when it comes to those things.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to go watch that. I'm excited.
Right, love you, Bronny.
Love you too.
Thank you, everybody. Later. You're joking, right?
Well, I'm trying to be hopeful. I'm trying to be optimistic about that.
Well, I guess you're too young to be a little pessimistic like me. The fucking things I see out there, people are stupid.